snaps, So it felt good to get out there and get that going.
You prepared all week, Skylar, for it, and within one play, you're on the field. It's a pretty jarring move. How were you able to adapt and get yourself where you needed to be mentally?
Yeah, obviously, like you never want to see one of your teammates go down, especially to see Teddy on the first play. Definitely was a little bit to take in. Kind of took me a little bit to settle in there and, take a deep breath and just relax and trust the work that I put in up to this point, And I kind of knew that there was going to be a little bit of that going into this or whenever the time came. But, you got to start somewhere. And, didn't play well enough today, and that obviously starts with me. And, there's a lot to learn from and grow from, which is the exciting part from my end, from my perspective.
You're going to watch the tape. You'll find out what you did. As you stand here now, how do you feel you did, and what do you think you need to try to improve on? Because there's a good chance you may be back out there next week.
Yeah, well, it's hard to, I try not to make, quick judgment on how I feel right after a game because, sometimes it's different on tape than what you feel in the game. So I just really try to hone in on, my thoughts right now and what things looked like on the field to me, every play, and then try to go back and watch the film and kind of correlate with my eyes of, did I see this correctly, or what could I have done differently on this play, or, there's a lot of learning out there, I know that for sure. So I'm excited to watch the tape and start improving on the things that I need to.
Was it real fast at first, and did it slow down? Was it real fast at first, and did it at any point slow down for you?
Yeah, it started to slow down. Like I said, it's a jarring situation. The first play, to see Teddy go down and whatnot. I kind of knew that was going to be kind of how it was going to be. I knew it just wasn't going to be perfect, right off the bat. But I definitely felt like there was times where it felt like it was slowing down. I was able to see the defense, see what was going on, being able to make decisive reads, put the ball where I wanted it to. But there's still, there's a lot. There's a lot there, and I'm looking forward to watching it on film.
You get in the fourth quarter.
Obviously, you have your two offensive line, your two tackles out. You're stepping in for Teddy. But what did notice with the offense? Because at times it seemed kind of out of sorts. You having to play game penalties and stuff like that. What stood out to you?
Well, that starts with me in my operation of communicating clearly and controlling those things in huddle where there is no confusion and where we don't look out of sorts. That's not something that we want on offense. And that starts with me in the huddle and commanding things, speaking with confidence and doing those things. And, that's just something that I'm going to get, better at and continue to improve on. And, that's definitely, like I said, something that we want to improve on because we don't want to delay up game penalties or those unnecessary false starts. Those things like that get you off schedule are really tough. So that's something that we got to clean up, and that starts with me. So
talk a little bit about the frustration. 13 minutes left in the game. You had a chance for a field goal to take the lead. Don't make the field goal, and then it just seemed like the bottom went out of everything. And that frustration level with being so close and having to just fade away in the end. How tough is that for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough no matter however fashion that you lose. I'm here to win. I know everybody in this locker room and organization, we're here to win. And, to just lose in general, it's very tough, and, it's hard to fully speak on everything right now just because I just want to go back and watch the tape and align everything with the way that, I'm my initial thoughts and feelings right now. So, but losing is not what we're about here. And, I know we have the right guys in the locker room that are going to bounce back from this and find ways to take ownership in, their play. It's not about pointing fingers or pointing blame or anything like that. It's taking ownership in what you did, and that's what I'm going to do and do my best to just get better and continue to improve.
I guess how 10 days ago, you saw Tua go out with concussion, and obviously now Teddy due to the concussion protocol. Just how tough was that maybe on the sideline with you and your teammates, as the game went on and whatnot?
Yeah, well, my world has changed quite a bit in 3 weeks, and like I touched on earlier, coming in here this year, Tua and Teddy have been phenomenal to me in helping me learn, helping me grow, mentoring me, even though that, that's not in their contracts at all or something that they're asked to do. Like, they're just those types of people. And so when you're surrounded by people like that, it just especially in your quarterback room, it makes the team better. And I think the three of us in our room, of the attitude and the people that are in there, has really impacted our team in a great way this year. And to see those guys, see Tua go down the way he did, and see Teddy go down the way he did, it's like I said, it's never something that I would ever wish on anybody, or you just hate to see it, and it hurts. And because I care about those guys and want to see him do well. I was really excited to watch Teddy play today. His week of preparation was unreal, and I just try to jump in his back hip, try to learn as much as I can from Teddy, and he's done a awesome job of mentoring me, even though I know that he's not asked to do so. So I feel for those guys, and I'm praying that they're getting better.
Skylar, too, a lot of outsiders, this offense is get the ball to Tyreek, get the ball to Jalen. How tough was that today?
I felt like got the ball to him in certain situations. Like I said, it's kind of hard to truly comment just because emotional loss and don't really know. I want to go watch the film before I really answer those things, because I know there's plays that I left out in the field, and that's always tough. But the one thing that I gave it my all today. I played the hardest I possibly could for this team and to help this team win, and I never gave up. And that's what I'm going to hold my hat on and stand on. Every time I touch the field and step between the white lines. And I'm excited to get back and watch the film and learn and get better.
All right. Ready?
Just how jarring is it to lose Teddy so quickly?
It's rough. The whole team has confidence in Skylar, and I think our team in general doesn't look at it like we're a one-man savior at any spot. So it is a new set of circumstances of adversity so early, but I didn't think that the rest of the team's response to losing Teddy had anything to do with losing the game.
How did the injury to Teddy adjust your play calling with Skylar, if at all, and how do you think he performed today?
It adjusted a little bit. You try to do stuff that the quarterback that's playing is very comfortable with. We're in communication all week, and I kind of have an idea. So there's maybe a couple calls that I really would have done a hair different with Teddy, but for the most part, Skylar has earned the confidence of the team, and it was he did have a rough rookie outing, but that's not really a cause of concern moving forward, knowing that he's the type of person he is, and the biggest thing is he's got to learn from it, which I know he will.
Your running game was more effective today. Was that in part that you had to maybe step back from the passing game and with the new quarterback and lean on the running game a little more?
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming into the game that I think that is where a little familiarity with the coaching staff. I kind of figured we'd be getting certain types of defenses, so we knew and had put a strong focus. And our objective going into the game was we thought we'd have some good opportunities, so we needed to take advantage of them.
As prepared as a backup quarterback or a third-string quarterback is, and all indications are Skylar did everything. He did everything to be ready for the situation. But how difficult is it to really be ready for that very first situation?
No, it's that maybe that's that could have had a slight effect on Skylar perhaps, just it being so soon in the game. But it's something that I think that all of his teammates and coaching staff know he's fully built to be able to handle. But I do think it being so early might have been that was the one guy that it might have been tough on, was the guy that had to come in himself.
This defense has made his name on pressure and takeaways, and had one interception. That was the first series of the first game. So you haven't had any since. Got some pressure today. Are you concerned that the turnovers aren't coming the way you would expect?
It's not necessarily a concern as much as it is a focal point to improve on. I think, as you guys know, I think regardless of win or loss in general, success or failure, this is a journey throughout the season that you don't as long as you take the same from losses and wins, and that's how to get better and improve. I think that's what winning teams do, because they end up playing their best football in November and December. So it's a definite point of emphasis. It's not nearly to the point of our expectation for sure. So it's something that we got to figure out a way as a coaching staff and as players collectively to try to right that ship, because there is a big component of this defense that we expect as a coaching staff to get turnovers, and so we'll address it with a fine-tooth comb to see if we can improve that for sure.
How is Teddy right now? Will he be able to travel?
Teddy, basically what happened is a spotter saw him stumble he under the new rules and changes is ruled out and placed in protocol. He doesn't have any symptoms, and he's passed his evaluation, but he'll be now under the new regulations in the concussion protocol moving forward.
Does he have to stay in New York? Can he go with the team back home?
I haven't. I believe he's fine to travel. I wouldn't say with 100% certainty, but I believe he's fine to travel.
Coach, talk a little bit about you're in a hole from the first play. You battle back, and you get into the fourth quarter with an opportunity to go ahead. You missed the field goal, and it just seemed like the bottom fell out. Was that just circumstantial, or was it that
Whether it's
that effort into it? And
whether it's correlation or causation, it doesn't matter. I think that is something that the team has to be aware of, and the team has to address. And without a doubt, that's what one of the things I'm going to bring up, because when push comes to shove, there's so much time in the fourth quarter, or so much time in the second half, I should say, that we missed the field goal. Let's get a stop. Let's get the ball back, and let's go do it again. Have total faith in our field goal unit to make those long ones. Also, the offense can do a better job of not making it so long. But without a doubt, to say that the wheels fell off would be fair, because it occurred in all three phases, and that's something that you can't let slip through your fingers and try not to figure out the why. That's what our coaching staff and our collectively our players, that's what they get paid to do. So we got to figure that out, because that's not acceptable, and it really shouldn't have been as much of a momentum shift as I think it played out to be.
Mike, what was your reaction last night to the investigation concluding, and what the review said about how everything was handled?
Honestly, I'm happy that there's some policy that the medical experts deem is more safe for the players collectively. So that's a positive thing. As far as as far as the determination that the things were followed appropriately, that didn't surprise me. That's what I've been saying from the beginning.
Mike, with the new protocol, and you've had two quarterbacks in the protocol, moving forward, do you think you need to have three active quarterbacks each game, if possible?
Oh, it's gonna be tricky, because you don't know. You don't want to leave things up to chance in terms of there's no there. It's impossible to say whether or not someone's, the timeline of when they're going to clear protocol. So, this particular situation, obviously with the new rule change as of yesterday, is unique and slightly uncharted. But I think we're comfortable having two quarterbacks, on the game day roster. So we're going to have to, kind of assess those situations, and we might have to make a move as a result. But we'll just be working on that moving forward.
What was your level of I guess, comfort or happiness with the touches that Tyreek and Jalen were able to get today?
We kind of they kind of knew that in the long term scheme of things, that we're until we start being a little more productive in the run game, there's going to be some disadvantage in the pass game. So they went into this game kind of knowing that their targets might be minimized early. But they, to their credit and the type of players they are, they want to be on a winning football team, and that you have to offensively, you have to be able to run and pass, not just pass. So obviously, that's they're a huge component of our offense. But to say that their touches were equating to our offensive productivity, I don't think is necessarily correct. You try to take stuff that the defense has given you, and they were. It was obvious from very early in the game that they were going to play the pass until we proved otherwise. So I can't remember a first or second down single safety defense until the second half, and then there was a little. We had to pull Tyreek at the end. He got stepped on pretty hard, so that kind of hurt his cause in the second half as well.
Do you have an update on Tyreek's status as well as Teron Armstead, who left the game with the toe injury, and then even X, who we saw try out the groin, but he was kept out?
Well, it was unfortunate X wasn't able to really get to the game. He tried his butt off, that's for sure. Teron, we had already kind of scheduled something for him to stay in New York and get something looked at with regard to his foot. So he'll be staying here, and hopefully we get some good information to how to address it moving forward, because I know that's really frustrating him, and he's a tough player to lose. And then I'm sorry, who else? Then Tyreek. I feel he's a very quick healer. I'm very optimistic, but at this point, I don't really know. No.
Mike, you said that you've seen some cool things out of Raheem Mostert in the run game over the past week or so. I was curious, what are some of those little things you've noticed that let you know he's ready to shoulder the brunt of the workload in the backfield?
No, so I always, it's a pretty simple formula. You kind of have an expectation, especially when you've been as a coach. You see a front, you see a coverage, and you know the play. So you know the pieces of it that are tough in terms of blocking, and so you know kind of how much the runner is going to get until there's contact. What's been cool seeing Raheem the last couple weeks is his yards after contact, the ones that aren't really, I don't know what you'd call it, sexy. It's more like those lean yardage, where you turn a 4-yard gain into a 7. Now it's 2nd and 3 as opposed to 2nd and 6. Huge difference. Those are the things that I think have really stood out, where he is at with his game. I know that his teammates feel it, and he's earned each and every opportunity he gets.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.